Morning to you. Good morning. You should know this because you can't avoid that everywhere now. It's being posted about the digital ID, and people are reacting in various ways, saying that it's going to be taking over the world, it's going to ruin us and enslave us, and all kinds of messages which are being spoken at this point. And this reminds me, if you go back in the Bible, when Pharaoh was holding God's people and Moses was ordered to lead the people through the desert, to lead them into freedom, into God's kingdom. And these people were enslaved, and they had the option to go with Moses and to go through horrible and very trying times, but at the end, they would be in God's peace and in God's freedom and in God's hands, and they would be free from enslavement. And I personally see this just like that, because one of the first things that God showed me when I got so sick, and that is when God gave me all the visions which I wrote about and the intense things which I spoke about year after year. It just wouldn't stop. And one of the first things which He showed me was that this would be coming, but it is also our ticket to freedom. Because if you start worrying now already about all the things which could be taken away from you, which could and will be put upon you that you can and cannot do, that you might be limited to amount of foods which you can have, and how much money you can have, and the list goes on and on and on, you'll go crazy. Because these things are going to come. I mean, we're seeing them unfold in front of our eyes. And back then when God showed this to me, it was not even worth a discussion or a thought. So it's playing out right now. But if you're a child of God, all you need to do is look into the history that this is simply repeating itself. Because the powers of Satan who are ruling the earth are trying to implement the beast system in various ways. And it is biblical that it will happen. So if you know all of this, you simply need to stop right where you are. Stop worrying of how you're going to get through this, how you're going to deal with it, how you're going to evade this, what's going to happen with your money if you have it saved, what's going to happen with the amount of food you can eat, or what car you can or cannot drive. You need to stop and remember that God always saved His people if they stayed true to Him. If you put God first, if you keep God first, and you don't let these distractions take you over, you're going to get through this just fine. Never forget one thing: there are more angels of God than there are human beings. And all throughout the Bible you read about how angels have saved people. The armies appeared of the angels, and I could list this for days about the miracles where God intervened. So yes, this is happening now. It started in England and a few other countries worldwide, and it's going to take over the world. But if you are secure in God, which I hope you are, don't get scared. Don't panic. Look in the eyes of Jesus. Give him every fear that you have in this regard and ask him for his wisdom, his protection, and his guidance. And you're going to be one of the people who is led through the desert into God's glory land. You're not going to die in this system.